branding birdies. I hope you're very well. It's Maggie from Be Understood Branding. Welcome to this week's brand chat, in which I'm going to talk about what the words you choose to use to talk about your brand indicate about what you care about as your brand. So welcome. I'm very happy to have you. I have a little rant this week, and I have so much to say that I'm a little worried that I am not going to be very clear, or that I'm going to kind of be all over the place. So just bear with me, if you will. I promise there will be some gems, some useful information that comes to you. Hey, Jess. Oh, God, I love seeing the alert that you're here. It means so much to me. And it actually, Jess, I was just saying before you hopped on that I have a lot to say today, and I'm feeling a little bit like, oh my God, Maggie, you're going to be all over the place. And so seeing you just really makes me feel grounded and connected, and like I'm talking to a real human being. So thank you very much for copping on. Everybody else, I'm glad to see you too, but Jess is special to me. So hi, Jess. It's great to see you. I hope you're doing very, very well. Okay, so here's what happened this week, and here's what I want to talk about. So a couple people, I hate it when people come online and they're like, everybody lost their mind this week. Like, no, not everybody lost their mind, but I suggested this week on social that in a comment in a group on Facebook, it's like a business, like a small women-owned business group, that you not use the words fun, transform, transformational, or like any use of the word transform is bad, and I don't want you to do it, and just don't do it. It's a bad choice. And people responded in this group by saying, but my work is transformational. So they heard what I said as a criticism of their work, which is not what I meant at all. And I should have been more clear. So I'm going to take this opportunity to put on some cute glasses and be more clear. So I can't put on the glasses. They're not attractive. And image is everything. What I meant by don't use the word transform or transformational is it is a generic word that doesn't mean anything. By choosing to use the word transform and transformational, you are signaling to your ideal client that you did not take the time to think about how you describe what you do. You are signaling to them that your work is generic because that word is generic. You are saying to your ideal client, don't trust me. Don't trust me because I am not telling you anything useful or specific. If I cared about you, I would really think about how I communicate with you. And if you think about what you do and you work on your branding and you have a brand framework, you're not going to use the transformational. Let me give you examples. Which person would you rather, okay. Generic words, see, I told you I was going to be all over the fucking place. Generic words do not engender trust in your ideal client. Generic words do not engender trust in your ideal client. And trust plus awareness about your work is what drives customer choices. Let me say that again. If you choose generic, vague, blah, banal words to describe your work when you're communicating with your ideal client, you are saying to your ideal client, don't trust me. And trust plus awareness is what drives customer choice, what makes people choose to do business with you. Let me give you 3 examples to show you what I'm talking about. So 2 are from clients and 1 is from me. When I started with one client, this could have been a possible thing she said. I'm a career coach who will transform your relationship to work. What does that mean? Would you want to work with that person? Or would you want to work with a person who says, I'm a career coach grounded in research who leads with heart? Do you want to work with somebody who says they're going to transform your relationship to work? Or do you want to work with somebody who describes how they do what they do? People choose you because of your how and your why. Saying that you transform or your work is transformational is not how or why information. So you're missing an opportunity to connect because you didn't do your branding. I don't say this to be judgmental. I say this with love because I want your work. I want people to see you and to see the amazing work that you're doing in the world. And if you choose shitty words, they're not going to see you because they're not going to connect with you. 2 more examples. Second example, I am a virtual operations director. I will transform your back-end operations. I'm a virtual operations director, and I will transform your back-end operations. Do you want to work with that person? Or do you want to work with someone who says, I'm a digital momentum creator who will clean up and organize your operation systems? I'm a digital momentum creator who will clean up and optimize that. Again, I would say organize, I don't like optimize, your operation systems. Do you hear the difference? Yes, brass tacks, she is going to transform your operation system. And I know because I hired her and she did transform my operations. She organized, she streamlined, she connected, she is amazing. But if she had described what she did as transformational, I don't know what that means. That doesn't help me understand what she does. It doesn't explain her how. It certainly doesn't explain her why. So as a human with a reptilian brain, it's a completely missed opportunity. Okay, here's the last example I'm going to give you, and it's my company. It's me. So I could say, I'm Maggie from Be Understood Branding, and I am a brand strategist who will transform your brand by blah, 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 blah. Okay? Do you want to work with me? Okay. How about if I say, I'm Maggie from Be Understood Branding, and I'm on a mission to kick vagueness in the dick. You might not like the word dick. I might not be for you, but you know right away, don't you? You know something about me. You know something about my approach. You know something I'm interested in. I am being a little bit clear about my how and a little bit about my why. Hopefully. So when I get frustrated seeing small businesses, small women-owned, service-based businesses using words like authentic or transform or transformational, it's not because I'm like a word Nazi. It's because I care about people understanding your brilliance and your ability to do amazing things for them. So if you do your branding work, which all small businesses should do, then you're taking the time to think through and answer 6 questions. I guarantee if you take the time to answer these 6 questions, transform or transformational will never appear in your work. Because you did the work to figure out how to explain your how and your why. So you're answering the question, we exist to blank. And believe me, if you come to Brand Camp and your first answer is, I exist to transform my clients' lives, we're going to drill down. I'm going to help you figure out a better way, a more specific way, a more brand aligned way to say what you exist to do. Because the brand benefit is the promise that your brand makes. So if you say, I exist to transform my clients' lives, you are promising to transform their lives. You're promising to transform something. Unless you're working in like the anti-racism, transphobia, fighting the patriarchy, that is fucking transformational. That is transformational. Like, I feel like if you're in those categories, go ahead and use the word transformational, because that actually means something. Because we're talking about a system. System transformation is real. But if you take the time to answer, we help our clients by conducting an assessment, making a plan, creating a supportive system. I mean, you can see already, I don't even know what the company is I'm talking about, and I'm already getting more specific, which is more useful to my ideal client because they're going to understand more clearly what I'm up to in the world. Also, the other thing you do in branding is you define your brand personality. So if your personality is kind and thoughtful and caring, I don't think you're going to use the word transform. I think you're going to be much more specific about meeting people where they are and pulling up a chair and getting them a glass of water. If your personality is bold, which it is, it's bold. If you're on here, your personality is bold. I want you to accept that. If your personality is bold or playful or irreverent, you're definitely not going to want to use the word transform. So if you use the word transform, what it signals to me is you don't have a personality. That's not true. You have a personality. Your brand has a personality. If it doesn't, come to Brand Camp, we'll build one for you, or you'll tell me what yours is, and I'll support you through that process. But if you use vague words, you're saying you're a vague brand. I want you to think about RuPaul's Drag Race. I mean, we should think about RuPaul's Drag Race every day because you know why. But think about those queens. Think about how specific each of them are. Think about how specific each queen on RuPaul's Drag Race is. Do you think that happened just overnight? No. Do you think that happened? Do you think they didn't work on that? No. I guarantee they fucking worked on that. They worked their asses off on that. I want you to think of your best friend who knows who she is and what she's about. I'll give you a second. Yeah, picture her. Wasn't that what drew you to her? I mean, she doesn't promise to transform your life, but you're going to follow her wherever she goes on the planet because she knows who she is and what she's about. I want your brand to be like that because that is where connection comes from. And this comes from love. Again, this comes from love. I want people to know about the amazing work you do. And sometimes shortcuts are okay. But shortcuts around the words you choose, I don't think are okay because it's so important. The first impression is so important. The thing that a brand identity gives you is distinctiveness and uniqueness, which is what someone will use to decide if they're going to listen to you talk. So your ideal client is scrolling and you promise transformation. That's not distinctive. That's not unique. And that's definitely not the best way for you to describe what you do. I don't want you to think of branding like word criticism. It's not. What I'm trying to show you is that by doing your brand framework, by answering, 6 basic questions, we exist to blank, or your brand promise, Your how, we help people by blah, blah, whatever, however you help people. What your brand personality is, which informs everything you say and how you say it. Your distinctiveness or uniqueness, which is why someone should listen to you talk. An understanding of your ideal client. Who do you want to be calling in and how do you talk to them in a respectful way without abusing them by understanding their pain points? And then your brand insight, which is the emotional needs that your brand addresses, or the types of positive emotions that your work creates. I will guide you through that process. If you don't want to come to Brand Camp, that's fine. There's probably like a downloadable PDF. I just want you to know that first drafts are garbage. And the reason why Brand Camp is 6 weeks is because it needs to be an iterative process. You need to step away from your first try at explaining your distinctiveness or your uniqueness, and you're going to come back to it, and I guarantee your face is going to look like this. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Okay. You're going to try again. You're going to fix it, and you're going to walk away again. But, you will have done your personality week at that point. So now the second draft is going to be written in your personality. And you're going to come back and instead of having this face, ooh, you're going to have this face, And then you're going to rewrite it a third time. So I don't want you to think I don't believe your work is transformational. I believe that your work is transformational, whether you're helping people through an illness or you're creating calming, supportive spaces for people, or you're an operations director or a career coach or a brand strategist. Your gift cannot be understood if you use banal words. Your gift is understood by being specific about how you describe what you do. And the way that you get specific about how you describe what you do is by doing your brand framework. So I felt bad because I was like, don't use the word transform or transformational. And people were like, but my work is transformational. And I was like, no, I know it's transformational. You just have to figure out a different way to say that, because transformational doesn't mean anything. It's generic. And generic words don't engender trust. They engender a scroll past. I don't think I'm using that word properly, but you know what I mean, right? Okay. All right. So your brand framework is your playbook. It's your guide. It's your primer for how you describe what you do. And you want to spend time doing that so that you can really communicate the change that you're making in your folks' lives. Okay, that's it. Wow, 20 minutes. That's not bad. So I say this with love. I want people to understand what you do, and what you do, you can do better than transform or transformational. I know you can. Don't let the turkeys get you down. It's Friday. Have a hit. Have a glass of wine. It's a beautiful rosé season. Sit and do some meditation. Please take care of yourself. Life is too fucking short. Don't sweat the small stuff. Keep moving forward. I love you. And I want to help you, and I'm here for you. And if I can, please don't hesitate to let me know. Okay? Thank you for coming. Bye.